I'm Robert Scott Duncanson, born 1821 in Seneca County, New York. My father was a Canadian of Scotch descent, and my mother was a mulatto. My father carried me to Canada. He wanted me to have a proper education, and he gave me a good education in Canada. I had a desire to be an artist, and having that desire also had determination to make myself an artist. I am a self-taught artist. I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio when I was 20 years old, and I moved in with my mother. And there were several other brothers and sisters there. I went into several businesses in the art world. Also painted portraits, and I copied. I was so determined to make an artist out of myself. I didn't have any formal training, but I knew this is what I wanted to do. And so, as time grew, I went to Detroit in a business, came back, and I just started painting and painting and painting. I was honored to do some work for Harriet Beecher Stowe in her book, Undertones Cabin. I also was able to make some money off some of my art. And all of a sudden, I fell in love with landscape art. And right here, on this back wall here, you'll see 5 of my paintings. They're all untitled. Why? I had so many that I didn't able to give a title to all of them. So, there was a wealthy gentleman in Cincinnati by the name of Longfellow. He had such a big house. It was a mansion, and the name of his house had a name. It was the Belmont. And he had enough confidence in me that I painted 8 murals in the entry of his house. They were 9 feet tall, 6.5 feet wide. Took me 2 years, from 1950 to 1952 to paint. And I was able to make some money there. The Anti-Slave Society gave me enough money where I could go to Europe. And when I went to Europe, I was able to see and study other artists. And I was also able to see other landscapes. And I painted in Great Britain. I went up to Welsh. I also been to Italy, been to France. And I painted and painted and painted. What the desire I had was that there were so many people that lived in the city that never would go out in the forest. So I would go out and get the forest and bring it back to the people in the city. And I was well received. The first exhibit I had was in Cincinnati. And this was an exhibit that I wanted to be in, but it was also an exhibit that where my mother and my brothers and sisters couldn't attend. But my mother gave me confidence. She said, "Robert, I've seen your paintings, and I know they're there." And I was well received at that art gallery. When I went back up to Canada, I was well received as an artist. One of the greatest thrills and moments that I had, it was the London Art Society said Robert Scott Duncanson is a master of landscape painting. And here you can see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I also developed a technique of where not only did I draw the top of the water, but I draw where you could see under the water. And if you see that painting and this painting, you can see up under the water. And so, being determined to make myself an artist, this is what I did. And to say the least, I was able to make some money off my artwork. One of my sons said, "Dad, can you paint, or will you paint more black art?" I said, "Son, I don't have any particular color on my brain, but I have colors. And these are the colors that I put in my artwork." Thank you.